Oh. Shut up. Okay. I need to gather. Come on. Um. Promote that. Got that. Setting up my stuff I'm drawing. I want to make sure I set up my references. I'm not sure if this is what I'm going to do or not. I need the result. Oh, they're right here. Duh. They're right here in the reference sheet. Okay. Oh. Just these over. Uh, and, I'm not sure how long I'll keep going. Right? Uh, Octavia is probably streaming. And even if I'm still drawing, I would like to catch that. I guess I could still watch her stream while streaming. I just want to mute my desktop audio so that you don't hear someone else's stream in my own stream. Gotta start figuring out what I'm gonna do, because thing I can do is I can try and make it a little... We're still keeping the color reference. With. So we can start with something pretty basic. I wish the layers view here, it's so tiny. Like, why is it so tiny? Like, why is it like that? So she wasn't sure if she wanted just like the simplified ghost emote or wanted something closer to like VTuber. So I need to do like let me pull open. I was just drawing 2 days ago and I'm like, what was the stuff I was trying 2 days ago? What did that look like? How did I already forget? Really circular head. So I could draw eyes within the glasses, but I could also just this. This a good one? RV17. And so I want the mouth bigger. Okay, and RV17. Where's the color so that I was streaming a voice channel just with it. I want never sure to handle glasses. Because there's so many different ways that you can handle glasses. Hate the layer selection here. Like, why can't I make this bigger? Okay, now it is. Oh, these were all in the wrong layer. That's cool. Not settled on that, but I need to choose like a gray. I need to choose a gray. What about W2? Go back up here. Like the T9. Draw her here. So for that, yeah, I think I'm late enough in the soundtrack that it's probably gonna be like upsetting ambience. Okay. Oh, it is hard. Scroll bar. With a tablet pen. Almost like it was not designed for that. What did this get? Let me take a. Okay. The middle part. Things. I might want to capture that better. I can do this, and then I can do a draft of the hair. I really need to get some caffeine. Next time I go grocery shopping, which is like on Monday. I was working on Abby's email. I didn't draw her ears, did I? No, do I want to draw Fenn's ears? I don't know. But I don't like this line. Okay. Maybe that'll help me with. Okay, so there's this bit of hair coming straight down here. So for this would be more of a curve to this comes straight down there. And then flat and around. Neck is kind of too thin now. And the shoulders are too long. Fix my streamline. No wonder. Typical Vivian streaming. It's on my way. I'm gonna keep. Okay, so where was it? Shoulders are way too low. U2, that's here. These aren't necessary. So the shirt is a paler color than the cloth. I'm gonna shade that. I mean, I could just sample the source images, but I think maybe if I pick my own colors. If we try palest, one of the palest skin tones, E, quadruple O. E, O, O, O. Oh, that's quadruple means 4 and not 3. Go away. Go away, Windows. I'm just streaming the whole like monitor or display capture so that I don't forget and leave it if I switch applications. And it's fine because I've got like 2 other displays. I can like put references up elsewhere. I mean, normally I'm just using 2 displays. The 3rd display is the one that I'm drawing on, so I don't think I have room on my desk for 3 monitors because, like, the drawing tablet is taking up the space my keyboard normally takes up. I think if I wanted a 3rd monitor, I'd have to put my PC under my desk, and that kind of sucks because I want to access the ports on it constantly. And I'd love to get an optical drive at some point, which would mean switching cases. Okay, so but that was RV17. Windows, I swear. I swear with your taskbar shenanigans. What? RV17. RV13, RV17. So what if we do RV11? I need to get a better grip for this thing. You know, part of me wonders, because I'm like, I didn't want one that was any bigger than this, but if I got one that was 1 bigger, it would have a VESA mount. And I was like, where would I put a VESA mount? But now, when it slides across the desk, I still don't know where I'd put a VESA mount, but I'm like, god damn, I'd love a VESA mount. So I could draw the details on the shirt, but I could also just press it down just to a gray color. That was W2. We could reuse the color of the hair. It does look a little bit paler. Then I'm gonna try going for E1. Which is a gray related to the color of the outlines rather than the color of the hair. If you're wondering what these color codes mean, ask Pantone. Ask Pantone instead of asking me. Because I'm not entirely. This ghost is fucked up. Why did I draw him like that? said him because of the ghost. Because this is not Fen. That's just a little guy. Okay, so if I want to try doing the ghost app. The Paper Mario Boo. Fen used to use that as her avatar. Not quite this one. I swear. Where is she? Oh, hey, Tabby! How's it going? I'm trying to find the Paper Mario Boo that Fen used to use as her avatar. I'm so bad at typing on my phone. That's gotta be like a major contender to the amount of typos that I make. Why can I not find the one I'm looking for? Okay, I don't actually need it. Okay. I can just work on. Alright, better. So if I... Because Fen has... They're like little Neo Ghost emojis. Like if I pull open the commission sheet here, just bring it over here. Like there? Is that not showing up on the monitor? No, it's just the Twitch delay. Because I have an unstable connection, which is great. I love an unstable connection. Average stream bitrate too high. Actually, hold on for one moment. I'm gonna switch over. Which Wi-Fi? One of those will give me a better connection. Okay. I reconnected. Oh my god. Are you for real? Hold on for 1 minute. I gotta split this recording into two. Okay, so what we have learned is that if you change which Wi-Fi you're connected to, while OBS is streaming, it gets very mad. It gets so mad because it thinks that your stream key is invalid. So I had to close the application and start it again. But I switched which Wi-Fi I'm connected to because, there's like two Wi-Fi networks in here. There's like a double NAT wireless mesh network. And one is connected directly to the modem that also gives off Wi-Fi. And the other one's connected to the mesh nodes. So the mesh nodes will give me a better connection because it's closer. But I'm usually connected from my desktop just to the modem itself because that's plugged into like my NAS for my media server, and so it makes file syncing way easier if I don't have to pass through a NAS or a NAT. I don't have to pass through a NAT to get to the NAS. No, not over. That didn't even seem to fix anything. Yeah, switching my Wi-Fi didn't even seem to help. The same connection, like, being unstable issue, it says. Like, it's fine, because I'm not doing anything that's refreshing a lot, but maybe I'll want to change my, like, my bit rate. So, it's only set to 6 megs, which is not much. So, I could do that. I guess my up is not great. Even if my down is great. But yeah, then there's this little Neo Ghost here, and she wasn't sure if she wants the emotes to be in the style of the Neo Ghost or not. So, I was trying... I want to see if I can, like, try those in my own style to see if that's a little bit better. And I was trying to see if I could find the Boo from... like, the specific Boo from Paper Mario that she used to use as her Fetty avatar. Especially because, like, normally I would switch to a smooth brush. But the original Paper Mario has this really neat aliased look. Because a lot of N64 games were not very aliased, because the N64 was the first home console to have, like, built-in anti-aliasing in the hardware. And by default, in most games, it was forced on. But Paper Mario being one of the very few sprite games for the system, some sprite games on the system look really muddied because they have the same, like, 3-point texture filtering enabled on their sprites that most 3D games had for textures, but whenever I played Paper Mario, granted I haven't played the original Paper Mario on original hardware, the sprites didn't look like they had that 3-point texture filter on them. And so it made them look aliased, but the aliasing kind of it lent it like a hand-drawn look that I feel was kind of lost in Paper Mario going forward. As much as I love Thousand Year Door. So I wonder if this would be a good brush. Otherwise, if I was doing this, I might use a smooth brush. But I'm using a rough brush for the concept. So I was also thinking I could draw like a little ghost. And then I could give it her glasses. No, that mouth is way too large. I have one pet peeve about this tablet pen. Is that when I had Wacom pens, the back side of the pen would function as an eraser automatically. And this one, the back side of the pen does nothing. And I don't know if you can get a pen for this tablet that has an eraser on the back. I miss that. I miss that so much. It's the one thing that I really missed about the Wacom tablets that I had. Well, that, and they used to come with free software, but nowadays they just come with like 3-month trials to subscriptions that cost like $200 a month. Oh, it actually did help my connection switching over Wi-Fi networks. It said excellent, and somehow QNAP didn't lose my NAS connection. So I guess it's actually passing through the double NAT. Let's try like a square mouth this time. Not because I think a square mouth will stick, but just because I don't know. Yeah, it is a cool function. I also think the color picker, I'm not sure if I like the color picker here or not, just because I like this wheel of all of the Pantones. I think it's kind of neat, but also I just feel like the whole animation thing is like... I feel like if you were sitting there drawing like 8 hours a day, you would get sick of this fucking animation. You would be like, get that shit out of here. It's like that guy who found out, that back door, because his SSH connection was taking half a second longer. I guess one of the neat things about the glasses is I could use them as like a stand-in for, eyebrows. You know, like... Yeah. Honestly, I feel like if I knew that sysadmin and he was complaining about the SSH taking half a second longer, I'd be like, it's half a second, dude, who cares? And I would have gotten I told you so's for the rest of my entire life. But like, yeah, I could do like... Because if I keep the pupils inside of the glasses, it's less realistic, but... Alternatively, I could also just put the eyebrows on the pupils themselves. And then you can also put them over the glasses. But if I'm going to be putting the pupils in the glasses anyways, I could just use them as a stand-in for eyebrows. If I really wanted to. I don't know, I'm always torn with how to do glasses, because you could also do that thing where you draw the glasses normal, and then you have the pupils exist above and kind of below. And then sometimes you might add like a layer of like say, you know, I'd go like B97, something there. So that the glasses look like glasses. No, I might save that in case. What was that? B91. Precision. I forgot what this did. Okay. Yeah, no. Anyway. A lot of things I could deal with glasses, which is why I'm always so torn. There's also that thing that some people do where they just don't draw the pupils at all. And they leave the expression entirely up to eyebrows and the glasses, but I don't think I want to do that one. I think of what else I want to try here. I want to try messing with like face shape or else. I mean, I guess I could color the ghost in. That might help. I'm doing all the coloring by hand because Concepts has an infinite canvas, but it doesn't have a fill tool. Actually, what it has in place of a fill tool is infuriating. Yeah, fill. It's a fill brush. Look at this. Horrible. Awful. Terrible. Fill routine you would see on Windows 3.1. Terrible. And, you know, you might go like, well, I don't know, these aren't like raster pixels, like little vector lines, which is why they only ever erase in chunks. And I'm like, yeah, but you can still fill with that. You can fill in Adobe Illustrate. You can fill in Adobe Animate. You can fill in Affinity Design. I know it's possible. I've seen it. How do you release a drawing program without a fill tool? That is infuriating, and is part of why I hope there are other infinite canvas alternatives, because the one that I used to use, Mischief, has a bug now because it was discontinued a long time ago, and if you try and run it on modern hardware, it just, like, doesn't like tablets. It doesn't like drawing tablets, which is kind of, you know, a deal breaker, which sucks, because I love Mischief. But some company bought it out and then killed it, and I don't even know what they're doing with it. I wonder if I should have used W2 or T1. It's T1. Does W2 look better? Why do they look the same? What? Are these the oh! Is this one of those things where they look the same on my display because it's like an SDR display, but it would have looked different on an HDR display? Because I don't have an HDR display. I don't think they even sold an HDR drawing tablet for me to use, and even if they did, it would have been expensive. And then, even if they did have it and I could afford it, Windows has terrible HDR support, and apparently that's like one of the reasons to actually use macOS, but I don't think I could do it. And I'm using this too. Okay, so I just need to throw stuff at the wall. Try doing a wider head. Or I guess I could just do experiments with, like, the hair. I mean, worst comes to worst is I just get notes and then I do some more drafts later. Oh, the music, I have it here. This is the soundtrack to the indie strategy game Into the Breach. It's about going back in time with mechs to stop like aliens from destroying this colony. But it's a turn-based strategy game where it fully telegraphs what every enemy move will be. So there's no uncertainty in what moves they're going to make. Yeah, I could turn it down. Okay. There's no uncertainty in the moves that they're gonna make. So you want to try and get out not just with your pilots surviving, but also to make sure that the colonies themselves survive. And every colony you successfully protect you get benefits for, and every one that you don't marks down like a global health bar that will count as a game over. But then, if you lose, you can start a new run and change the kind of pilots and machines you're going to send back in time into an alternate version of the timeline until you get it right. The soundtrack's by Ben Prunty, which you can see here, because the game and the composer are both the same ones that did FTL. Which also is a good game and has a good soundtrack. But I think I put the little Plexnet player here just in case anyone wanted to see what I was playing through. But I always figure that strategy game music is good for when I'm working on something, because strategy game music is supposed to be thinking music anyways. So often if I am working on something, I will listen to a strategy game soundtrack. I am having trouble with the collar. I do not know why. Yeah, there's a podcast called Top Score. Oh, hey Puzzler. Hey Cat. How's it going? There's a podcast called Top Score that I didn't continue listening to. I do listen to Ace Combat occasionally, especially that what was it, the 20th anniversary symphony. But yeah, there's this podcast called Top Score that was a video game music podcast that I stopped listening to because they wanted you to do it from their own website, and they stopped publishing on any third-party services, which kind of sucked for me because at the time I was using my PlayStation Vita to listen to podcasts, which is a cursed way to listen to podcasts. But they're a video game music podcast. I don't know if they're still around, that focused on interviewing the composers themselves. So they had an episode on FTL where they interviewed Ben Prunty. They also had an episode where they interviewed Darren Korb. This was before Hades came out, but it was after Transistor. It might have been before Pyre as well. So if those are still around, I recommend looking into those. Because Ben Prunty has a lot of really good insights on how he composed the themes for the different systems and different alien races in the game, and then how he handled doing peaceful and combat variants of those. Also, I am doing Mocap. I have not played Elite Dangerous. I don't know if it's in my library share. which hand do I want to come in, actually? Because if I do the laughing emote, so it'd be this hand. I just forgot how my own body is laid out for a little while. I was just like, wait, which side is... I'm normal. So I want to change the angle of the shoulder. There. I don't know. That looks kind of awkward, actually. Maybe if I draw the hand first. I don't know. Presses down well, and if she wants more detail, I can get more detail. Kind of breaking the laws of how arms can bend right now. A little bit, but that's okay. Or is it? Oh. Sketch it. Review ones. I did the glasses a little too big. That's okay, because actually there are no final proportions yet. No, but if it's like... This one's wonky, because... Which direction is she facing right now? Okay. The difference between last time I drew and today was last time I drew, I think I had caffeine. And this time there's no caffeine in the house. She has a collar. Right. Is there a word for that? Yes. Like right? right. Looks like it's right after the elbow. I like the little like hand here. And still do a balled up. We can lie. I don't know how I'm gonna compress the details on the pride flag collar down. Just ideally, I don't want that to take a lot of screen real estate. That's not gonna compress to a low resolution. Fine. Wrist and hand look on. I can put a natural dividing line in there because there's already a wristwatch. So good job on you for having like the basically the Hanna-Barbera collar for your wrist. That should be. These are all on the wrong layer. Okay, that's good. Alright, I don't need to do anything on the right layer today. Still put the shoulders too low. Probably part of it. Have the shoulder like intersect the collar. I'm gonna need to refine that, but it's okay. No, I can't. I know that the eyes squinting, it would make sense if I had the glasses go down if they're acting as eyebrows, but makes it look like it's evil. Makes it look like she's doing an evil laugh. Which is not exactly what I'm doing. Hold on. I need to quickly just. We'll refine the hair shape over time. I think this one's definitely wrong though. Maybe moving in the right direction, but stumbled. That's why is some of this? Why do I keep drawing on the wrong layer today? I even ate first. I made sure to eat before drawing anything. Methylphenidate. My other meds too. Oh, hi, Shiloh. Hi. Hi. Hello. Please don't crawl over my desk. Yeah. Shiloh was the one laying on me this morning. And he was in the cat tower, and all of the cats have decided that the best way to the cat tower is to go behind my monitors through all of my cables, which is actually how one of my Wi-Fi cards got broken. Chihiro went back there and just snapped the antenna coming out of the back of my PC for my Wi-Fi card. So when I bought a new Wi-Fi card, I got one that you could choose where to mount the antenna, because they have like a base and a cable that comes out of the card, and the base is magnetic. So I have the antenna on the top of my PC. On occasion, they'll still unplug one of my monitors or something, though. Didn't draw on this spot. tried the other. No, not that. You're just gonna have to pretend that one. Fine. On the one hand, this program does have auto layers. On the other hand, it's only for brush type. So I would have to switch brushes, and when I was trying to do your emotes, I tried doing my rough outlines in the alias, and then I tried doing the colors in the smooth. Oh, this one I have smoothing on, weird. So that it would auto switch brush layers, but the problem is that a lot of these it considers both of them pen. The only fill thing is that horrible fill tool. And then it would consider some layers as pencil. Like this one, I don't know what this one was considered, but I tried that, and also some of them interacted with the alias look of this brush weird if you colored it in with something else. That's part of why I'm just using the one brush for everything right now. Because I'm like, well, if the auto layer function isn't going to help me anyways. I mean, I could learn to fill everything with that fill tool. I'd rather not, though. Especially because when I end up doing final emotes anyways, they're not going to be in this program, so... This thing is really just for like concept art and concept sketches, so... That's all I intended. I'm gonna try another blob ghost idea. With like the hair. I know there's a part in the center. But maybe... I don't know. Like, maybe what I do is I draw like a normal face. Ish. But I have it come out in the ghost tail. Or something. This one can be shitty and still too shitty and rough. I put her hair on the ghost. That's that's the plan. There's only so many potential shortfalls. How could it go wrong? Yeah, I kept thinking I could just draw the hair instead of the top of the head. I don't need the top of the head as a guideline. Oh, those are famous last words. You need the top of the hair as a guideline. Head as a guideline. It is just drawing a bunch of stuff even if it's bad. And then I'm like, oh, but I have to show it to someone. That's so stressful, even though I've definitely done that before. Because it's not like all of my animation work was, This hair idea is fucked up. Is not. Might need to refine that. Like, I've definitely done that before. But I'm like, oh, but I'm streaming and I'm sending it to, like, a client. Yeah. Oh, maybe. Yeah, I mean, the whole point of concept sketches is that they're bad and they're messy, but you do that because you can try a lot of ideas. Yeah, I mean, I have to show Fan my concept sketches, but also, like, you're seeing them, and also, like, let's be real, I'm just getting in my own head about it. Because that's not... That is the whole point of concept sketches, is that... Like, oftentimes, when you see concept art in, like, an art book, and you're like, wow, this is gorgeous. It's because that's like the 300th concept sketch or something, you know? It wasn't in that Oddworld book I showed you, but in the one that they printed in, I don't know how many years ago, Oddworld the First 10 Years, which that one's really rare. I don't think it's been in print in like a decade. I have a copy of it. They talk about how when they said they archived all of their concept work, they mean they archived literally everything, so they have actual tons of pages, and that even if they wanted to print it all, they never could. Because even when they're showing you scrapped ideas, they're still probably showing you the good ones, because they have like millions of pages of shit that gets scrapped. As they go through like a really, really heavy iteration process for each creature. Which includes meaning that it has to have functional skeletons. I was trying to say like musculature, but for skeleton, and I was like skeletalature? I don't know, they have to have functioning skeletons and bones. So that the animators know how to animate them, and because they want them to seem like realistic seeming creatures. But because of that, that meant that every finished creature would usually go through thousands of iterations. And so even though I think of that concept art and I'm like, oh wow, beautiful concept art, I have to remember there was probably like 1,000 shitty versions of that stuff that I never saw. And that they've never published in any of their art books. Also, those people are like all Cal Arts graduates, which I'm not. I did like a little like, ooh. This is less ghost, more sperm now. It really sucks that a lot of the early Final Fantasy concept art is gone because Square never took care of it. Because, like, I know there's more concept art, but it's probably, like, probably what they published in the Ultimania archives or most of what they still have. Because Square lost so much of that shit. Because they didn't archive anything. Japanese Spirit Ball, yeah, that's... Yeah, it's not a sperm. It's not. You don't understand. This is about Shintoism. Ghost fuck. If I think about this style of ghost, I have seen... this style of Ghost in a lot of places, but recently I've been thinking about Pocky and Rocky Reshrined just because that shit is everywhere in that game, but also the sprite art is immaculate. I don't know what the actual name is, but in Final Fantasy X, those ghost effects that fly around, they call those pyre flies. So, oh, well, that soundtrack finished, and it's playing a weird American McGee adventure game soundtrack instead. So, yeah, we could do Kirby. We could do Claymation Kirby. This, I don't know if this game will ever get good. I wish it would, because the Switch has a tablet pen. It kind of sucks, but it has one. But I guess you couldn't play it on the TV. Which the whole thing is they want you to be able to play it on both. So, I don't know, I guess it's just this and Star Fox Zero. And affordable space adventures that are trapped in the Wii U. And by that I mean good games trapped in the Wii U. Well, Star Fox Zero is not good, but I think some people would want to play it. I'm not counting Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival or whatever the fuck that was. That's trapped in the Wii U, but it can rot and die there. I have a physical copy of Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. I got it for dirt cheap because stores just couldn't get rid of it. And I literally only bought it for the 2 Animal Crossing amiibos it came with. So, this one I actually think is a little bit closer. Alrighty. Take care, Debbie. I should be there for stream, even if I quit drawing by that point. I want to tune in, especially because I have... I think I got a busy Saturday and a busy Sunday. So, I want to try and tune in for today. You know, if I was worried about streaming music, that wouldn't get me in trouble. Nintendo music was the wrong choice. Probably. Oh, I didn't draw the bow there. I want to follow it. back here. I need to give the block at least a test. I have to be perfect, maybe. It's all fucked up. Ugh. Actually becoming an illustration major, feeling like it would have paid off right about now. Although, actually, really, my biggest problem is overthinking things. It's the overthinking that's making me think, like, yeah. Because I didn't school hard enough. But not the real problem. So how's the elite going? Never I chew. I don't know if I'll still be doing this one. gonna try. No. Give the ghost blob another try. Not like that. Red was like 27. Hmm. Maybe I can send over what I have. Never tell me medias. No. I had put some of the Lancaster soundtracks synced across. Distracted. Let me remap. Metadata. I am annoyed. Okay. Get back. Oh, hey, MJ. Why don't you just go home? Ugh. Tabby's gonna be streamed soon. She say she was. Yeah, about an hour from now. I don't think this one's gonna stick at all, but yeah, if you sleep, that's understandable considering you didn't really get a lot of sleep yesterday, huh? Or maybe even the night before. This is terrible. This will never. Something that I'm doing about the hair that is not working. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely know the feeling, MJ. Very distracting thoughts all of the time. Continue awake, what continue for? I don't know, doing the things you're supposed to be doing. Uh-huh. Just trying to figure out what to do with the hair. This is not related to what I'm supposed to be drawing at all, but I must have whimsy. I don't know. It's like trying to draw like the me when I fucking get you hands without looking at actual hands. It turns out that hands are difficult. Hands are so difficult. I'm convinced I've never seen a pair of hands. This is my first time seeing a hand. This is not even any of the things I was asked to draw. Hi, Alyssa. How's it going? I was doing something, and then I completely lost the plot. What did you have for dinner? This is not even one of the emotes I was asked to draw. This is... I don't know. I'm trying to sketch out the hair. Drugs on sale, like catnip? Ibuprofen? don't know what I'm doing. Oh, the Trader Joe's eggnog liqueur. I guess because Christmas is over, they want to get rid of that shit, huh? That is too much. I love eggnog. It's got egg, it's got nog. What's not to like? Alright. Fuck. So what am I doing? How can I better integrate the hair into like the ghost body? What I'm doing? Oh. How do you draw a ghost with hair? That doesn't look bad. Even if I think this one's very funny. Alyssa, did you get me any shrimp chips? Even though I'm probably gonna buy some on Monday. Depending on cost and availability. This is... You don't have them at Trader Joe's? That's fucked up. I actually haven't been to a Trader Joe's in a long time. I don't know why not. I just haven't. Hmm. I'm just sitting here and not doing anything at this point. I need to do something. I think that's over accentuating the glasses. If we did that, I'd want like... like that. I mean, that makes sense. The brownies, he's 17. Was this like on the internet, or did you see that like IRL? Oh, hey, Fan. I'm like, oh no, now Fen's looking at what I'm drawing, even though this is who I'm going to send it to. I mean, we're not that far into 2025. It could it could it could be a better year for you. I mean, you got some things to look forward to. No, what if I did the circles this time? Quick. Outline style and perspective is what I need. Yeah, that has been this week. I have this complicated relationship with GDQ where I watch so few of the runs live, and then, like a week or two later, I just end up binging them over several days. And I don't know why I'm like that. Any run highlights? I didn't. Yeah. I'm surprised I haven't watched any of it, especially because um Danny works like in the office now, so they have to commute, but that also means that I just have hours of the day where I'm just like, well, what do I do now? Um but that also means I've been like getting up to things I don't normally get up to. I'm like, well, what's all the stuff that just I would do otherwise? I'm gonna occupy my time. I here a little bit. So with Mario Piano, were they playing piano to do the run, or is it someone playing piano while someone else did the run? Because there's this band called Bit Brigade who I've seen live a few times, where they do speed runs on modified NES carts that are just modified to just take all the music out, and then they have like a live rock band play covers of all the chiptune music. They've done like Castlevania, Metroid, um, Mega Man 2, a few other games, so... Do the first. Do a little bit better. Tilt controls. Oh, tilt control. If I do the glasses at this angle, it means I can't use them stand in for eyebrows. Mind. Hmm. Display all 4 runs simultaneously on the same playfield. Deal. That is sick. I don't know if I want to do like these little like expression effects. I don't actually know what these things are called. I feel like they gotta have names. I feel like that should have been something I learned, and I was drawing all of that on the wrong layer again. That's okay. That's why I have so many unnecessary layers, because I keep doing that. Just a sketch. I think it's because I'm used to having the layer panel over here. But I want the infinite canvas for my sketches. There's our blessing and a curse. Alyssa, did you ever... Do you remember drawing on like Colors 3D on the 3DS? Where that program had a maximum of 5 layers because of memory limitations? So if you wanted to make a really good drawing, you had to keep drawing things on separate layers and then compressing them down into one layer over and over and over again. Honestly, as much as the colors drawing application on Switch is like technically better, their Sonic pen is still not as good as the basic pressure sensitive DS stylus, so I use it less often. They had to create a whole new stylus to work better than just an EMF stylus for that to work, and it's just still not as good as extremely simple pressure sensitive stylus tech when it comes to that kind of precision. Because they couldn't do like a radio frequency stylus because the Switch, I mean, doesn't do that. I mean, I think using sound waves to tell where your pen is a very novel approach. I just don't think that makes it good. No. Where's this again? FYR1. I've been trying to do less layers in a lot of my drawing, because I feel like usually I go for 2 billion layers. So lately I've been doing more practice where I'm trying to put as much on a single layer as I can and just think about the order I'm drawing things in and just accept that if I'm going to make a mistake, but it has been a pain in the ass. But I've been doing that especially when like painting, um, doing like digital painting work. I've been trying to reduce the layers that I use. I don't know, I thought maybe the brown outlines would give a better look with the pale tone. Stuff at and not fidgeting with the color wheel too much. First, let's back up to the proper layer. This is probably part of it, is that I feel like the title should extend always out to the scroll bar. Why would I want a blank area where I can't select this layer because the title isn't long enough? That's kind of jank. This again. Yeah, I guess if I have it facing to the right, that does present a problem because it's harder to show pencil otherwise. Just thinking, if they make them all face the same direction, that's probably good when I encounter a perspective. Have it. And then as long as it's the rough or refine it. Um, what I need to do when I start doing final versions of anything is I need to like throw out the glasses themselves as an object to keep the shape consistent.
Hello.
Whoa. Oh.
I
Oh.
know I'm probably very late, and you're probably going to leave very soon, but I've joined
Yeah.
the stream.
Oh, Songbird, you scared the fuck out of me because Discord has the stream mode on, and so it
Oh, it didn't make the notification sound?
yeah. Let me turn your volume down a bit. Yeah, it didn't make the notification sound, so I just heard a voice. I was just like, Jesus Christ.
I'm so sorry.
You're okay. Oh.
I started showing my sister Half-Life 1 today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd she think about it?
I mean, she seems to be enjoying it so far, and I've warned her in advance that if if which is likely, Half-Life 3 does not uh is not confirmed by the end of the year, she's going to be joining the wait because boy,
It's worth joining the wait.
it's worth joining the wait. And I let her know, oh, episode 2 is gonna be a doozy. Because it is. And also, because of the Valve Half-Life hyperfixation, I'm probably going to be showing my girlfriend Aperture Desk Job soon, because she doesn't have anything that can actually run it at the moment.
Wait, her computer can't run it, or
Her computer can't run it, no,
oh,
because her initial computer, which probably already couldn't run it, the screen got broken, so she's been using an even slower computer than that. It can't run it.
oh, jeez.
Yeah, so she's you know, I'm gonna show it to her because she's been open to that.
Temperature desk job, I thought was like, it's just fine. Just alright. But I think I'm less Portal starved than other people. I'm mostly just Half-Life starved. What the fuck
Yeah,
is going on with this shoulder?
that makes sense. That makes sense. I think, yeah.
The thing is I'm like, I think I would like to see more Portal writing.
Uh-huh.
Probably, but more Portal games. I'm always just like, yeah, I think I've had my fill. Because some people just play Portal mods for like ever.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's cool. If you think that's fun, then
I
go
don't
for it.
know. I don't know if there's it's that thing. It's the same thing they bumped into with episode 3. I don't know if there's anything else left to do with Portal.
I know that's how Valve feels. Is that not only does Valve feel that way, but they always felt internally that Portal was a less fun game. And that,
I wasn't aware of that, but it makes sense.
yeah, they were like, there's cool stuff you can do with it, but then after you do that cool stuff, it's like not as replayable, and the core gameplay itself
Mm-hmm.
entirely hinges on you introducing new ideas.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like, so they always felt like the core Portal was a little weaker, which is I think part of why they haven't worked on more of it. But clearly they love the world because like there's that, and then there was the what was it, the bot repair one, the one that they launched with the Vive.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what that was called. This is all fucked up.
Damn.
This ended up all fucked. I enjoy Portal, but I don't have the Portal autism the same way I have the Half-Life autism.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Even if I love those games. I'm just like, I love those games. I would not like to play co-op a fifth time.
Yeah.
That I know some people are really, really hoping for more. So, I know they said they can't do Portal without portals, because people are like, why doesn't it have portals? And I think, you know, with Portal 2,
Mm-hmm.
part of the problem they ran into is they had a non-portal mechanic that they were testing out.
Oh yeah, f-stop, right?
Yeah, f-stop.
What was the mechanic again? I can't actually remember.
I think f-stop is like, you know that game Superliminal?
Yes. Oh, it was like that?
Yeah, I think it's like that. I'm pretty sure it's like that. But, you know, Superliminal didn't exist yet.
Damn, damn.
So a bunch of people, like, playtesting Portal 2. Rabbit and Steel runs, not really fun. I won't make you do that. Oh, Chihiro's here, yo!
Chihiro the hero.
Um... This one's all messed up. This one's scrungly. It's all scrungly. And they were like, yeah, but you can't have Portal without portals, because everyone was wondering why. And I'm like, okay, maybe if you're calling the game Portal 2 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps, but I feel like if they put out a game now and just indicated that it was a game taking place in Aperture Science but wasn't Portal, so that they could do different things mechanically. Yeah, I'm like, I'd be totally fine with that.
I think, you know, sometimes I think that, like, it's weird. Like, the thing that partially gives them their strength is also the thing that results in kind of getting nowhere a lot with their heavy playtesting.
Yeah, because I think when something has initial resistance to playtesters, they're like, well, that's not going to work. But I feel like there are some ideas that just don't work until you flush them out a certain degree. And I realize that's a big risk, because you have to keep betting on something that people think that sucks.
also, who else can afford to take that risk?
Yeah, not many studios.
They can. They very much can afford to take the risk. You know, it's part of what makes me understand the Civi video perspective a little more, where it's like, you know, everything is sort of highly bespoke, you know, and it's like we can afford to have a little friction.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Valve has like. Oh, you mean Aperture Science having departments? Yeah. Yeah, honestly, just like as long as it's an excuse for the Valve writers to flex more, I'll be open to it.
You don't get to, because everything is beholden to mechanics.
Yeah, well, I mean, they could still have some cool mechanics. It just doesn't have to be portals. Just like I mean, I understand the fear with Half-Life why they canceled a bunch of Half-Life projects because they were afraid if it wasn't Half-Life 3, people would get mad. Which that's probably right. People would get mad, and people also
would get mad.
people got mad about Alex. But if they wanted to do some like weird Team Fortress thing, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like go for it. I don't know.
I do, like, here's the thing.
Why
I
is it
wouldn't be
so
surprised.
scrungly?
I don't know.
Why did I make her so scrungly?
Who is this? Is this you?
No, this is Fen. This is my friend Fen.
I see.
I'm doing concept tests for emotes, and this is not one of the emotes I'm supposed to be doing. Right here.
It has
I
an
just,
immaculate
I
end.
just, I just, I just wanted to do that one. To me when I fucking get you. Chihiro is receiving pet.
What was it? Honestly, like always, I would not be surprised if they had a number of projects in the works and we're just finally getting around to them because of the restructuring.
Yeah, I hope that stuff keeps coming out. I know they're working on stuff.
I hope the wheels continue to spin.
Yeah.
But I also kind of hope that they don't fall prey to the same sort of protracted development cycles that the rest of the AAA industry is, because that's the last thing you really need when we're dealing with Valve.
Yeah, I think the other thing is, I think Valve is really afraid of releasing something that's not good. But I think,
Artifact.
I mean, I think that helped. But I'm like, okay, I get wanting to release something really good. I think everyone wants to release something really good.
Mm-hmm.
But instead they're just not releasing anything. Which, I mean, me too. Me too. It's not like I don't get it, but
there's no but there. It just is what it is.
I was gonna say I think people will be happy with that, and I'm like, I don't know. I guess people on the internet can be really like, oh my god, my favorite game studio released a game that wasn't good. Gaming is dead, and it's all over.
They're washed.
And we're all
They're
gonna
washed.
die.
And it's like, you gotta, like, I know I'm too online, but I don't want to be too online over the things that I create, right? Because if I do that, then I'm fucked and I'll never do anything ever again.
Yeah.
I wanna, you know, it's like because I'm seeing the consequence of people being very online, major studios and major not even major studios, just like major publishers being too online, and you know, major film studios being too online.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
feel like if I released a game, I'd have to try very hard to not read anything about it. I'd have to shield myself from that
yeah,
because
and that's
I think
really
it would
difficult.
get to me.
I think about Steven Soderbergh. He won, I think, Best Picture for, like, he was nominated for Best Picture twice in 1 year. It was Aaron Brockovich in Traffic, and I know he won Best Director
Aaron
and Best
Brockovich
Picture.
deserves it.
Aaron, if you ask my girlfriend, she would probably say that it deserves it more than Traffic because she fucking hates Traffic.
Yeah, is Traffic the one that I'm thinking of?
Traffic is the one where Benicio del Toro plays a Mexican with a bad Mexican accent. Uh, Probably one of the earlier depictions of Mexico as orange.
Oh, you know what? I have seen this.
Yeah, yeah. It
Weirdly,
has
I
two
saw
movies.
it. I saw it at my grandparents who live in the mountains.
That is fascinating. I didn't know that. Yeah,
Yeah, they had checked out the DVD from the library. So I guess I
yeah.
just watched it with them.
He saw the movie. I mean, no, he finished the. He got the Oscar wins for it, and then he just said, "Okay, I'm not reading what the critics write about my work anymore. I think I've done. I think I've gone as far as I can go. Like it wasn't like it wasn't like butthurt about it. It was just more. I don't see anything productive about continuing to engage with sort of the critics' writings on my work.
Yeah, I think it would engage the brainworms for me a bit too much. I think it would hyperfixate on it.
Yeah, especially like having won an Oscar, you know, so two Oscars. He was just kind of like, I know how these things go. I know how people start perceiving your work and the supposed pedigree and pedestal that puts you on, and it's not going to help me, so I'm
Maybe
not
what
going to
the
do it anymore.
heck?
And
A
he
little too
didn't, and
bulbous.
his work feels very separated from sort of that kind of space now, and he doesn't shoot for Oscars anymore. He doesn't.
That I totally get that, especially because sometimes people consuming a work have an idea that like artists are beholden to what they want out of the artists.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think it's kind of okay to express frustration with someone not making stuff that you like, but I feel like that should never cross over into why aren't they making stuff that I like?
yeah, yeah.
You
It
know?
doesn't. Yeah, and sometimes it's great because you get things that, like in his case, I mean, sometimes it's great because you get things that you're not really finding elsewhere. Like he,
Am I
he's
gone?
like, oh, I'm gonna real quick, I'm gonna go with Meryl Streep and a bunch of other highly acclaimed actors on like a yacht, shoot for a few days, improving almost everything, and then come back and cut that together really quickly. And nobody's really eagerly enthusiastic about that. No one's saying, "Oh, that's like," not a lot of people are saying that's a great idea, and then he did it real quick, and then he came back and he's like, oh, now I'm gonna shoot a movie entirely on an iPhone set in a mental institution. I'm gonna shoot a movie about a haunted house entirely from the first person perspective of a ghost.
Oh,
You
from the
know,
first
like,
person perspective of a ghost.
yes, yes. It hasn't come out yet, but I'm really
Okay,
interested.
because I was gonna say like, what's the name of this movie? But it hasn't come out yet. So
I mean,
I
I'll
guess I guess you'll let me know when it comes out.
I mean, I know the name. It has a title. It's called Presence, and it's been getting like, and he's been working like a madman. He drops like a movie a year. He dropped two movies in 2019.
That's too
Um,
many.
oh yeah, he's a machine. I don't know what I don't know what he's on. It's like, and it's funny because there was an anecdote where he went to see, because he's friends with David Fincher, and Fincher's the opposite of him because he will sort of like tinker the shit out of a movie and really massage it to an absurd degree. And he went to meet him while he was working on like Panic Room, and they were doing the digital intermediate, and he was like walking around with a laser pointer pointing out like the differences in contrast between this black in the frame and that black in the frame, and just really like massaging the image a lot. And then Soderbergh just looked at him doing this, and he's just like, I think if I had to view anything like this, I would die or kill myself. Because he's so, I'll say it, and I think he'd say it. He's very anal about his image construction and his the way he approaches directing and post production. and um, Sotoru was just like, I can't do that. That is, it's one of those opposites attract things where like they're good friends, but they're so different. And
I think
yeah,
I think my biggest struggle would be maintaining a happy medium. I think I would either be way too deep in there tweaking everything,
yeah,
or I would just say fuck it, we ball.
yeah. That's both of them. That's both of them.
I feel like I would
'Cause-
flip rapidly between those.
yeah, and that you can't you can't
Yeah,
do that
no, it doesn't. Yeah, I
unless you're really thoughtful about where you're applying those two perspectives. It's kind of impossible.
I
It's
mean,
like you can. Mhm.
I was just gonna respond to Cat in chat. I do agree that valve structure is why they don't make things. I think that freeform structure is great to creativity, but it's also like me, where I'm like, I was so much better at getting creative stuff done when I had assignments
Mhm.
to do stuff.
Yeah, I like. I mean, I've been kind of slow about it, but I've been kind of chipping away at editing a podcast that my girlfriend and I recorded, and um, she just told me what to do, right? Like, she told me exactly like what to do. She's like, you cut these bits out and these parts, and you're good. You don't need to do anything else.
Yeah, I think being
And I'm like,
told
okay.
what to do sucks on the one hand, but on the other hand, it really helps with the decision paralysis. I
Mm-hmm,
think
mm-hmm.
I think infinite potential is terrifying and paralyzing,
Limitless.
and it can just make you feel like nothing is good enough.
Yeah, yeah. They're like that's. I think that's what I respect about like assuming the ethics are still in play. A lot of directors where they're just like they because like the thing I learned, right, and this goes for any art, the thing I learned was that there's actually nothing really stopping you from just making a bad work, even if you try really hard.
Yeah, I mean,
And
that's just how it is. It doesn't, you can do everything right, but I think with a lot of art, it's very hard to tell if what you have is good or not until you've
yeah,
put together so many of the pieces.
yeah, yeah. It's you know you don't even know what you have because it's like I was listening to, and I don't really love his work these days, but I was listening to Alejandro Iñárritu talk about um he was talking about making Babel, and that movie takes place over like it's kind of spread out across like four different countries, and how the stories that happen between characters that happen to be in those countries intersect. And he was just like kind of frantically going back and forth. Like he was like one day he's in Japan, shooting this story, and then he's in Morocco shooting this story, and he's in Mexico shooting another story. And he specifically said, well, shooting it day to day was like pointillism, where you're trying to like you're gathering these dots of pigment, and when you're cutting it together, you're kind of trying to figure out what shape they take.
Yeah, a lot of people say that, like, a movie is really truly made in the editing room.
Yeah, yeah, it's the thing, the thing that Kubrick said about, I don't what was it I shoot things to have something to edit.
Yeah, and
Which
I,
is fun.
I, I think that's true with so much of art. I think with a lot of big drawings, like paintings and stuff, it's really hard to tell what you've got or if you've got anything.
If you've got, yeah, yeah,
Because
it's like, oh
90% of the time it just feels like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. I'm
that is
fucking it up.
you really are just like, oh god, oh man, until
I I'm I am the worst about that. I'm terrible about it. So many times you have seen me go, "Oh God, oh man," over something I'm
yeah,
drawing, and
yeah.
then I'm like, "Whoa, I have something here." Once it's like 90%.
It's like that Paul Rudd meme where he's like, he looks at the image, he's like, oh fuck, he's like, never mind, I'm okay now.
Yep.
It's like I don't know what, like, I'm only gonna know when I get to the end of the tunnel what the path looked like anyways.
I think the very beginning is fun because you can just throw ideas around.
Yeah, yeah,
And then the
yeah.
whole middle part just feels like I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna get it done.
Like it's like if you were walking down a road and you knew what the shape looked like, and then once you actually stepped on it, you went blind.
Yeah, it's weird.
And then you only yeah, it's a strange it's a strange thing to contend with that I haven't really dealt with because um I don't even write much lately. Although admittedly I have been considering writing a fanfic.
I don't even think I'm gonna use this,
Mhm.
but I'm kind of frustrated because
Mhm.
this left eye underneath the glasses here,
Mhm.
it's immaculate.
Yes.
Just the shape of that eye,
You did it.
and I'll never do it again.
You can't do it again. That always sucks. But yeah, it's very you're just kind of stumbling a lot and like I want to like I want to just do the thing and like part of it I may have mentioned to you in another conversation recently that like I mentioned that I'm really horrible at plotting and don't know what to do and I get lost and kind of quit. And then my girlfriend was like, "I love plotting. I just hate the writing." it's like I know it's feasible for me to get there. I just don't know what the shape of it is. In short, making art is very scary. It's very spooky.
I wouldn't know anything about that. I don't know why this is also not. The assignment at all. I guess I just have to put stuff in there. Ugh. Oh, it's been like almost 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Um, wonder if I should call it.
It's up to you.
Probably should call it, just if nothing else, make sure that I don't draw until I hurt my wrist.
Yeah, don't. You don't want to get. You don't want to burn out on that.
Even if I feel like, oh, I didn't really get a lot done.
And I showed up very late.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna hang out with my girlfriend soon, anyways.
Yeah. Alright, have fun.
Alright.
I'm gonna put this at comically low resolution. And then send it over to Fen, even though she already sees it right now. So that she can consider notes
Can't help to see it again.
notes to give me on the direction to go in. And if I'm totally off track.
If you ask me personally, I am not Fen. I'm just noting me personally. I find these all very adorable.
Yeah.
They're great. My
See,
phone clipboard.
the unfortunate thing is that you're not paying me.
Yeah, I know. I know. This is I understand.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm not there, I'll get there eventually.
Yeah, yeah.
Um And also, this is why I like having a program with an infinite canvas. Look how tiny everything is now.
That's a big canvas.
Yeah.
So big, so
Good,
large.
good for sketching things out and being silly.
Yes.
Alright. I think that's it for today.
Yes.
Injuries are definitely not allowed. Next time, let's be real, I don't fucking know. I never know. It could be anything. It could be anything. I have no idea when it will be, or how long it will be.
What?
Whatever the next stream is.
Well, we do still need to finish Fear 3.
God, we need to finish Fear 3. Oh, fucking hell. And then, that's not gonna take that long, because we only have, like, 1 or 2 missions left.
Yeah, I think we... Yeah, like, yeah.
We have to do something else, but
We have to...
that is going to drain my soul.
It's okay, we're almost there, and then we can play a good game.
We're almost there, and then I can uninstall Fear 3 and never touch it again.
Yeah, I want to get rid of this. I wanna delete this.
Okay.
I was reorganizing stuff on my drive.
Do you need to free space?
No, I don't need to free space. I already took care of that.
Okay.
But I'm saying that, like, at the time, I was like, oh fuck, I gotta move around.
We can try and do it next week, so you can delete it.
Yeah.
Anyways, all my desktop icons have become fucked up.
It's a terrible game. Why?
You know the little shortcut button?
Yeah.
Yeah, it shows like a little. Okay, I have to switch my monitor capture. Hold on.
Oh god, I'm a little scared now.
I'm
a little scared.
Display capture 1. Wrong display. Okay, that's Fendiums. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, right.
God, I've been
Freaking.
reminded of the movie Teen Witch.
I'm just streaming Discord now because I did this in the wrong order. So you can see it as well. Look!
Okay, let's see.
They've all got little archive boxes on them.
What happened?
Except for the Paradox launcher, which had a folder over it until I hovered over it. And then they disappear when I...
What the fuck?
Normal operating system.
Excuse me?
I don't... Look, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. LibreOffice. I don't know. Osu. Okay, you know, I need to do an Osu stream at some point.
What is Osu?
You know that... I was gonna say, you know that rhythm game that looks incomprehensible, but that's so many of my rhythm games. You ever see the one where it's a bunch of circles and you have to tap at different points in the screen and stuff?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's that. Because now that I have a drawing tablet, it'll probably be way easier than with a mouse, or when I used to play it on a drawing tablet but without a screen, so I can just play it and touch directly what I see. So I need to do that at some point. Isn't that right, Hatsune Miku? Anyways. I was gonna go like, I have to go. And I was like, I could raid Tavi's stream that hasn't started yet. Except,
interesting.
I have actually never raided a stream before. So
I've been a part of a raid a couple times.
Yeah.
Thanks to my friend Vicky.
Yeah, but I'm just like, wait, how do you...
Doesn't help that I'm not...
Oh, there's just a big button there.
It's literally just a big button. I've never...
It's just a big button on the stream dashboard. I can't raid her though because she hasn't started, and I don't know if she'll be late. So, I don't know. Octavia should be starting streaming in like 6 minutes. Octavia Kanamore. No spaces. On Twitch, but also on YouTube. About another hour for Tavi? Did she post an update? I'm still streaming this display. Very likely plus 1 hour. Okay. Well, Gonna stop streaming anyways, because I think I need to give my brain a break.
Yes.
Alright,
Understandable.
take care, everyone. Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Yeah, or something.
Yes.